Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for episode 5 of Alien Earth. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Shout out to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Alien Earth, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, this episode here was the one where if this was to be an Alien movie, this would have been the film that we would have gotten, or at least the format of it, right? And I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all when it comes to these types of episodes. Now, overall, standalone, by itself, solid episode. I had fun with it. I was never bored. I never hated myself watching it whatsoever. I would even go as far as to say it's a really good episode. This whole show has been absolutely stellar. To me, this might rank up there of my favorite shows of the year thus far. But when it comes within the timeline of the story that we are telling, and this just doesn't just go for this episode, this goes for any types of episode like this, it's just necessarily not my cup of tea, because to me, just, again, personally, is why go backwards? Let's just continue to go forward. I kind of like the idea that when this thing crashed, because y'all know me when I said in episode 1, 2, I didn't need the opening explanation of the 5 different divisions, because we got that later on. We even reiterated it here. Again, I just overall didn't think we needed it. That whole opening that was like Alien, where we are talking with the crew in the beginning of episode 1. I kind of like the idea that, hey, this thing crashed, and this is the aftermath of what would have been the Alien movie, and we never go back to it. A la Alien Romulus, right? Like when they go into the ship, and yeah, the alien stuff has already happened within it. And, you know, here we get to see how everything transpired throughout it and how we got to where we were. Now, some of the things I did like within this episode, I like how it was a little bit of a swerve, because we've been thinking the whole time Morrow, or at least my indication of it anyway, is that Morrow or Cyborg purposely let the xenomorph loose, possibly got someone within the facehugger, and wreaked havoc throughout the whole entire thing, because at the end of episode 1, you know, he locks up the thing and he just goes into it, and he just goes into his cage so that he is the sole survivor when this crash lands. He purposely orchestrated the whole entire thing, and this is what he wanted to do. That was my headcanon going into it. And this one, we're like, yeah, no, there was another saboteur this whole time. We were supposed to land completely as we were at our Rifle Division headquarters, and they were supposed to take the vessels to the aliens over to their way and do their own studying on it. That was the plan the whole time, but there was a spy from Prodigy this whole entire time, and that tidbit of the story I did like a lot, when he's going through and he's going, who are you? And everyone's trying to investigate who could it possibly be. And then as we are going through this whole entire episode, you realize probably out of all of the alien crews that we have had, going from Prometheus all the way up here, I know Prometheus and Alien Covenant are no longer canon within this timeline, but through all the crews that we've had, this is by far the most incompetent space crew that we have ever dealt with whatsoever. I mean, you have people hooking up with each other and not watching the vessels. You have people studying on the aliens and eating and drinking water. How is that not rule number 1? Okay, we got life forms. We have no idea what we're dealing with. No fluids that we have to put into us are going to be allowed into this room, okay? Like, we're just going to establish that as a top rule heading into it. That was baffling to me, that whole scene. And she's not even the one who gets saboteured. It's later on with this young guy. Every sip that I was like, why do you have this food in here with you? Why do you have this water? You just need to be focused on the work, and you can eat later. How can your stomach even swallow this? Anyway, but yeah, bunch of incompetent people throughout the whole entire deck. You got another Sith who is just wanting to lurk at another woman the whole entire time and playing coy with everyone with his words. I could go on. And not listening to protocols, like, Morrow was the only competent one, even though there was a lot of hard decisions that had to be made. The new girl who gets in charge, I don't know what the purpose of her was. I don't know if that was to show just how boss Ellen Ripley is, that like, okay, you're the next one up, you need to step up to it. Not everyone would have been able to do what Ellen Ripley did, but I didn't necessarily need to see that. I already knew Ellen Ripley was that guy, that man, that woman, whatever you want to call her, the GOAT, if you will. I just don't know what fully her purpose was, because she really wasn't a secondary lead. She was just kind of within the background, and that's the other thing with this whole entire crew. They were really just kind of background noise, and we were just really focusing on Mario. It was cool to know that he had a daughter, and he lost that daughter, which explains some of the coldness that he has within it. But yeah, I think the main takeaway of this whole entire episode, again, as a bottled episode, I had fun with it. I know I'm taking the piss out of it right now. I did overall thoroughly enjoy it, but this crew just completely awful. Like, it's not. I don't know if it's as awful as intended, because you know, like when he had when they opened up the chest and he had the leeches in him, they go, "Oh, we gotta save him," and I'm like, "No, you let him die." Like, even when I was with Mars, I was like, "No, he's done. I mean, blood is gushing out of him. We're just gonna have to let him go. He's just a kid. It doesn't matter. We have other people on this crew. People are dying left and right. We need to save what we can. Let him go. Send him off into space." And then, you know, he goes to save him, and of course they all, him and the other homegirl, are completely have blood coming out of their eyes, and they're dead. And then our captain is just in shock, and Mara has to go, "I'm the captain now." I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Yes, you are, because she ain't doing it. But yeah, that overall was my main takeaway when it came to this episode, was that this crew was just not made for the moment whatsoever. And the only other thing I have, because if I recall correctly, and again, from my understanding, Prometheus and Alien Covenant are no longer canon within this timeline. So technically, the crew here should have been the first to deal with the xenomorph, right? And Ellen Ripley gets it 2 years later, I believe, correct? So in this episode, because in Alien, the original movie, they are all shocked by the chest burster. No one really knows what's going on. They don't know what this life form is. They thought they made a huge discovery within the original Alien. It's been a minute since I've watched the original, so correct me if I'm wrong, if xenomorphs are already established within the timeline. Because when we get in this episode here, Alien Earth, episode 5, and they're having that meeting at the dinner table where this guy is eating food, which he shouldn't have. Again, another portion of incompetence, of just not respecting your leader. I don't know if that was to show that they don't respect her, which, okay, that kind of makes sense. But she goes, "It's a xenomorph." So xenomorphs were already established. Now, if Prometheus and Alien Covenant are part of the timeline, then, you know, that makes sense. Then, you know, by all means, everything's good. And then maybe, you know, later on, we kind of discard that information. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to get a season 2. But if this is to end where they're like, okay, let's just remove any information that we have on the xenomorph, on any of the other aliens, and then act like none of this ever happened, then when we get to 2 years, then sure, I guess it does make sense. If that's the ending, then fine. But I do find that odd that they're like, oh, it's a xenomorph. So xenomorphs have already been well established. Then in that case, is Prometheus and Alien Covenant part of the timeline? Please comment below and let me know your thoughts. But yeah, again, I had fun. I mean, even from the beginning when he wakes up and the guy is just spilling next to this and goes, yeah, these two are hooking up. We got this, we got that. But just throwing all this information that I'm just like, besides the captain dying and the other person being face hugged, I'm not sure why you need to bring up this girl's been hooking up with this guy and all this other information that's been happening. Oh, the other thing I want to establish, that I need a hot toy of this alien eyeball ASAP. I mean, he is so badass. Little guy, just making eye contact, just studying everyone, right? He's seeing the leeches. He's like, okay, so you're making a play? Okay, then I'm going to climb up here. And, oh, another portion of incompetence. Putting the alien up, but not making sure you locked it. I don't care if he's rushing you. You will have a bunch of life forms here that you know are very dangerous. Make sure it's locked up. Like, again, this crew was really getting to me a little bit. I think that was the intent. Like I said, I had fun while I was watching, but you don't make sure it's locked up. But that alien that eyeball alien was like, oh, you're not gonna lock me up? Okay, let me push, falls down, breaks down. He knows he's free. Okay, I got to hide. I just got to buy my time. I got to wait for someone to show up. Gets with the guy, get on the guy. He goes, okay, so you're my fight. And then he sees the xenomorph. He goes, I can take you on. And he fights the xenomorph as well. And then even when he does lose it within his body vessel, the eye just comes out and goes, I can take you on with just my eyeball. I need a hot toy of it. It is the coolest thing that has ever been established within the Alien lore. I want to know more about it. I want an actual name for him. If anyone knows the actual name of that alien eyeball, please let me know. But yeah, he was the standout, or she was the standout of this whole entire episode. I want that eyeball as a toy. I want to put it on my desk, and I want people to be freaked out when they see it. And I go, yeah, that's from Alien. That's from Alien Earth. It's a good show. You should watch it. It's the MVP. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this episode down in the comment section. Again, I know I kind of took the piss out of it quite a bit on this episode, but I did have a good time. I thought it was fun, and I like the things that they established. I like some of the things within the interactions that they did within this episode, how this was an inside job the whole time. Prodigy intended for this to happen all the way through, and Morrow was doing just his job. He was not the saboteur this whole entire time. And also, again, to know Morrow a little bit was pretty good. Again, I just overall don't think I need a whole episode of it. But it was fun to kind of just make fun of the crew as they made mistake after mistake after mistake. Leave a like on this review if you made it this far within it. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to wow, I forgot my closing segment. Well, okay, let's try it again. Don't forget to squeeze the day, guys, because life is too short not to give you all. So squeeze every opportunity that you can. So yeah, there it was. Wow, okay, what a bummer of an ending. But until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.